Is it me or are the traders supposed to, you know, I don't know, protect each other? Y'all let me know if that's the point of the game when you watch this video. Let's get into it. You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. So, on the most recent episode of The Traders, this is season 4, episode 6. It's called Planning a Coup. And yeah, this episode surprised me quite a bit. Several people surprised me in this episode. I don't know who surprised me more though, if it was Rob or it was Lisa Rinna. So I think that Lisa Rinna plays a traitor with a delicious, like slithery, deceitful, treacherous, sexy vibe, right? She shows up in her glasses and all of her things. I even saw a post of a girl breaking down all of Lisa's sunglasses looks from this season so far. And I dig it. I feel like she's come back on this show and she's made an impact. You will know if you've ever seen Lisa Rinna on Melrose Place from back in the day. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever, watched that show, but Melrose Place was kind of like the modern day nighttime soap opera. In that show, she came in kind of late in the game and she played a character by the name of Taylor. Taylor was messy. Taylor was mischievous. And watching Lisa Rinna here reminds me of watching her as Taylor on Melrose Place, for those of you guys that are old school TV fans. So, also knowing her history as a housewife, I personally was expecting more from her tonight, especially at the round table with her back against the wall. And she just did not give it to me in the way that I felt she should have given it to the person who was accusing her of being a traitor. So let's break it all down. Last week, the group got rid of Michael because they didn't like him. Michael, for all of his faults, and though I think he went too far with Colton, I think that he was simultaneously right about Colton. I think the way that he went about trying to expose Colton was a little too Michael Rappaport. And granted, I didn't really care for him either, but he was right about Colton. I personally am still probably annoyed at Colton for just seeming to get a wild hair up his butt about Tiffany. And I think that getting Donna out really empowered him to feel like he was the man of the house. Now, granted, he could be the self-proclaimed man of the house because nobody else is taking that role. On Traders, there's always usually somebody that comes out swinging every episode. And I feel like he is wanting to play that role, but there's something that I don't like about him doing it. I cannot tell you what it is. And again, I'm trying to decipher if it is because of his wild sort of waking up from a wet dream idea that it was Tiffany who did it. She was the ultimate traitor. And I just felt like it really wasn't her time to go. She was such a valuable player. She was entertaining and she was interesting to me. So as he continues to take swing after swing, no, and granted, he was not even the slightest bit remorseful, it seems, about the way he shoveled Tiffany into her grave, right? And got everybody on board. What I fail to understand is why everybody keeps falling for it. Every day he's done the same thing to y'all, and y'all follow him like following a like it's like sheep following a wolf to slaughter. It's why are you I don't understand. And you know what's also in also interesting about this game is that I think I found myself rooting more so for the traders because I think we see more of them. And it's fun to watch them maneuver in this group. And it's almost like annoying to see the faithfuls try to get, try to get a real trader, unless it was a trader that we did not like. Now, I told y'all from the beginning that I felt like Rob was sleepy. Rob to me is sleepy. And I now revert to my original thoughts about him, which is that he is sleepy. And I don't know that if especially after today, I definitely wouldn't trust him. So the group has voted out Michael Rappaport because of their one, they don't like him. And then, of course, they are going to follow Colton like little sheep. So this week, everybody comes to breakfast. No one got murdered because there is nobody that got a shield secretly to protect themselves. So everybody shows up. Now, what we don't know until the end of this episode is that the traders find out that no one got a shield, so they can't murder anybody. But they do learn that the next night, the following night after the activities, that they will have to commit a murder in plain sight by getting someone to touch a brooch or an amulet that Lisa Rinna will wear. So they have this decision to make about who it's going to be. But they don't know who it's going to be at this point because none of what is transpiring after this, meaning the breakfast, the day, the round table, they don't know about any of the stuff that's going to happen with Colton and Lisa later. Because it hasn't happened yet. So when they get to breakfast, Colton is definitely side-eyeing Lisa. And he should, right? As a trader, he should be. But again, because I'm so annoyed with him, I just am like, I have more fun watching her, and he just annoys me for some reason. I cannot equivocate what that annoyance. Like I can't make a parallel to what I would like. I can't give you an analogy that would make you understand it, but he's just annoying to me. So it is what it is. And I'm sorry I keep reiterating that point, but I just think I can't reiterate it enough. So they go to the mission, and it is in some type of cabin, and they have to figure out some riddles in the cabin. The whole rigmarole. What I found interesting was that now we know that they do all of this in a day. So they get dressed up, dolled up for breakfast, then they go do the mission, get all dirty, then they come back to the house. They got to get re-dolled up in the same clothes to do the round table. So they come back and do the round table. Now, it is a certain small group that is starting to whisper Colton's name. One of them being Mark Ballas. So when Mark switches his vote at the end, during the night, I'm kind of baffled because I'm like, bro, like you were one of the main ones outside of Johnny Weir, who I absolutely respect in this game, who was saying we need to get 8 people together so that we can ban against Colton because they felt like he was manipulating the game, and he is. Meanwhile, Colton has plans of his own. Colton, sensing that he is in danger, girl, so he's basically like approaches Lisa Rinna, and he makes little jabs at her all day, but he really approaches her and he tells her in secret, like, if you protect me, I'll keep you around because I know that you're a traitor. And she's like, I'm not a traitor. I'm not a traitor. No, his reasoning is that she voted for Portia and housewives don't vote against housewives. But even still, if that logic goes out the window. And I'm so angry that Lisa never pointed this out, that it really wouldn't make sense. Even if she did vote out a housewife, what does that really mean? If Portia was a faithful, then it didn't mean anything. It just meant that Ron presented evidence that really just didn't prove that she was a traitor. It just proved that Portia be talking. And sometimes don't listen to herself. So there were so many arguments that Lisa could have made. And I don't know if she's trying to play this quietly, like, and not take the Dorinda route and really go off. Because low key, the way that Ron went off on Dorinda from a few nights ago, I just did not like that personally. Maybe I'm partial to Housewives, but Ron I don't know. He kind of irks me a little bit too, but I do understand that he is being kind of singled out. But I respect the way that Candiace has played the game because she has been specifically stating that she felt like it was him and she did not waver from that any night. So I think that Candiace has probably played one of the smartest games of the traders because she has been so consistent with that vote. So they get to the round table. Right off the bat, I'm expecting Lisa to be like, well, Colton, you came to me earlier and when you were trying to make some sort of deal, like I was the grand master. And I think that you were trying to manipulate me. And I think that you have been manipulating all of us. Every single night you have done something. But I kind of also think it's smart that she kind of waited a little bit. But when it was her time to shine, she did not. She did not. And I'm mad. I'm like, girl, you letting Colton read you? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So Mark Ballas starts it all off, and he kind of points in the direction of Ron and Colton being the two people who have made suggestions that were wrong. Then it's followed up, right? So a couple of people follow it up. And then Ron makes this case because there are some people who are still voting for him. Ron makes this case. It's very emotional. And Rob and Ron have gotten close. No, Rob is a traitor. So Rob is like, I can't vote him out. I just can't. And it's like, bro, like you got an obligation to the traitors, not these people that you think that you're friends with. So then he is like, well, I can't also vote Colton out, but Colton is coming for Lisa. So you're gonna have to pick one or the other. And it wouldn't have been difficult for him to pick Ron, because you're gonna have to choose one of these relationships, and you can't go against your traders because ultimately it's about winning the game. But Rob confesses that he really wants to be a faithful. This is why I said earlier this was a waste to have him as a trader, because if you don't really want to win this game, then what are you here for? To play tiddlywinks? To find somebody to play X's and O's with? Like, what are you here for, friend? Are you here to play the game, or you here to make some pen pals? Do these people even live near you? I mean, listen. uh, At the end of the day, the goal is to get the traders to the end. You ain't even trying to get yourself to the end. It seemed like at this point, you here to make bosom buddies. Okay. So now I get it, and now Candiace and Lisa get it too, because that man votes for Lisa. Because what Colton does is he turns the tables on Lisa and he points out that, oh, because you voted for Portia. Well, you voted for I would have been like, well, you voted for Tiffany. And what? The man presented evidence. We had just gotten here. I went with the group. Period. Now, why did you vote for her? Actually, why did you vote for Tiffany? You have woken up every single day like you have woken up out of a wet dream with somebody's name on your lips. Then you run around to everybody, whispering in the corners of the castle, basically trying to make a case for whomever it is that you think on a whim that you woke up and had on your mind that morning. Somehow you present all of this evidence that you have concocted to make it seem as though they are a traitor, and we all follow you around for whatever reason. And it has got to stop today. He has been manipulating us all from the beginning. Lisa, this was your moment. And what I think she was trying to do is she was not trying to be too housewivesy, because he was claiming that she was being quiet as a housewife. And that's not who he thinks that she is. And I would have been like, at this point in time, no, sir, you pushing my back against the wall. And I have tried to play this game fair. I've tried to play this game smart. I have tried to observe. I have tried to be a faithful that is doing the best for the group. But you, sir, you're reckless. You are a bull in a china shop. And while Michael might have been wrong in his delivery and the things that he said, that the one thing he was right about was that you are a distraction and you are manipulating and deceiving us all. And Lisa, that would have been the easiest thing for you to get that man out of here. All Lisa was saying was, I am not a traitor. I am not a traitor. I am not a girl. Fight for your life. Do you want this or not? Later on, after the round table, she will tell him in the midst of a group, I just want to say I'm more than a housewife. I've always been Lisa Epic. Girl, it's too late. It's a little bit too late. You had a chance to throw that suspicion right back on him, because you could have also added that if he was not a traitor, then he is a reckless faithful, leading them down the path of destruction every single week with no absolute proof on anybody, just a wet dream and a hunch. That's what you should have said. Now see, I need to be the round table. Okay. I need to be the traitor. Now that would be fun. But anyway, I digress. Personally, they end up voting Ron out. He gets the most votes. But Rob votes for Lisa, and it's very split between Lisa, Colton, and Ron. Rob basically backstabs Lisa as a traitor and votes for her, and he's got to suffer the consequences. I feel like Candiace threw something at him later on when they were all together. Did she throw a piece of fruit at him? Normally I'm not here for the throwing of things, but girl, he deserved it at that point. Hit him with that grape, right? Bust a grape on him. Lisa is upset, and rightly so. But I feel like, Lisa, you did not do a good job of defending yourself. You did not go down in flames like Tiffany did. You should have lit that boy. I would have lit that table up. It would have been fire and brimstone. If I'm trying to stay and he's sitting right beside me and he's saying all this and I want him gone too. Oh no, girl. I don't know what you learned from Housewives, but you done gone soft in your time off while you've been running around, doing the fashion shows, changing up your hair color and things like that. I need for you to get back to breaking the glass, Lisa. That's the Lisa that need to pop out on this mother trucker. But I don't know where she is. She must have retired when she retired from Housewives. So anyway, next week looks to be super interesting. There's a ball and gala where everybody's dressed up and the sparks are definitely flying then. So I cannot wait to see it. I was hoping they would release both episodes last night, but they did not, which is fine because it gave me a chance to catch up before I have to hit the road. Now, I know that YouTube is not going to promote this video because for whatever reason, YouTube is doing stunts and shows, and that's fine because I got you. I got your number. Okay. So with that being said, I know that the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks are coming out today, but I will be on the road. So we will have to talk about those at a later point in time. So talk amongst yourselves, get your votes ready. Let me know who you liked, who you loved. Save it for our fashion rundown because y'all know we loves to do it. And if I can do it tomorrow, I will. If I can do it tonight, I will. It just depends on what happens when I get in from being on the road. Okay. So y'all be safe out there. If it's snowing where you are, stay inside, get warm, do the things, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like this video, and put some comments down because again, YouTube, they've been acting real funny with the Sunny over here. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm starting to understand why so many people are going to the Patreon. So YouTube, you better let's get right up around here because the people are unsatisfied. They're not getting the notifications. So I know somebody up in this thing hear me like the phone be listening to us. So you hear me and you hear me well.